Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, these last few days have been, well, really the last week has been pretty nutty with it, spiritually, anyway. And these last few days have really been intense. That's a good word. It's been really intense, and a lot has come out. I mean, it all started, with that one video I did about the big revelation, and kept having the two songs, especially the one, just going over and over and over in my head and getting louder and louder. Especially, yeah, like I said, especially the one, Coda La Vida, and it's mostly the one part of the song. The chorus kind of changes if you read the lyrics, and I've read them quite a lot. The chorus actually changes, and it's the second, I guess you could say, version of the chorus or whatever. That really was loud in my head. Couldn't get away from it no matter what I did. I tried playing other music. I tried distracting myself, this, that. And things really came to a head yesterday, and I haven't been sleeping well. It's like I don't want to say it's like somebody was trying to pound something in my head or whatever. It wasn't like a song, that you just can't get out of your head. This is messages, or one message. I'm not entirely too sure anymore. Trying to come through. And, well, let's just say it can suck to be a clairaudient sometimes. Oh, man. And things were trying to come through my dreams. I been doing a lot of tossing and turning with dreaming. Haven't been able to get any sort of sound sleep. And then yesterday, one of the other cats is trying to get Possum's attention. Anyway, they are trying to come in and play with her toys. She's got cool toys. And the one has gotten to be a little bit addicted to catnip. So, But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Everything really came to a head yesterday. And really have been looking at, and it isn't just any one thing. Yeah, a lot of things from the last year have come out. I've been feeling like doing a lot of cleansing and healing work with that. And it's not just one thing in particular, it's been everything. And even going, I know I mentioned this in yesterday's video, but going back 6 years to when I started the spiritual journey, decided to go down this journey. And basically being shown the difference between 6 years ago and now, and actually having to be going through thinking that, my life would have been so much better at that time. And I'm like, but also realizing that if I didn't go down the journey I wouldn't have the relationship that I have with my daughter. I wouldn't have the relationship that I have with Spirit. I wouldn't have grown and developed my abilities, had confidence and trust in them, not it, but them, and trusting the journey. I would be, who knows what sort of place I would be in. I would have been in a completely different place, and I know that. I wouldn't have been able to let go. I wouldn't have forged, I wouldn't have had, I wouldn't have been able to let go of relationships and so forth that I have let go of, that needed to go. I wouldn't have been able to see the sort of toxicity that has been in my life, my whole life, really. I wouldn't have been able to get to know my friend that I'm basically been living off of for the last 4 months. I wouldn't have been able to get to know her like I have, her family. I wouldn't have the strength and the courage that I have now. I wouldn't have been able to experience things that I have experienced since I've started back driving. Things that I've really been longing for, that I'm now experiencing and loving. And I wouldn't have gotten to know a gentleman. I don't want to say that I admire or anything. That I appreciate. And I do love very, very dearly. Not too sure what kind of love it is, but I do love very, very dearly. I at least appreciate the sort of relationship that we have had. I've learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot. I see how much I have grown. And that's been the whole point. The gifty, basically, at the end. So, and it's been intense. Fortunately, at least for now, the song has quieted down. I've been having a couple of different songs going through my head. Yesterday it was from Flashdance, Maniac. She's Maniac, okay? It's like, yeah, no. But no, I get it. I get it. The passion. And this morning I woke up to, I can't think of the name of the artist, female artist. All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. has been going through my head um, all morning. And I've been awake for, I guess, almost a couple hours, something like that. Woke up with a little sugar, but I didn't compensate for it. It's been adjusting on its own, so I did have a little sugar overnight too, which is fine with me because I've been running a bit high. Um, but I took some extra insulin last night, made some cookies. I was going to make brownies. I was out of ice cream, and I'm like, I don't have any money right now to uh, buy anything. So I'm like, this would be a good time for me to get back to baking. So I was going to make brownies, and then I kind of him-hawed around with that, with different ideas, with what I could do with those. And then I was like, oh, well, I really didn't feel like brownies, or maybe cookies, and I was not deciding on which kind, and then it was like, oatmeal keeps sounding really good. I got some oats up there. And then Rick had to run out to go take care of a friend's dog. I guess they're out of town. Excuse me. And he was like, yeah, I gotta go run and take care of that. Okay, no problem. And I was just like, well, if you stop off. Well, that's right, because that's how it came up, because I was getting ready. I've been hooked on eating those one nachos from Old El Paso, those, nacho pouch thingies, like Totino's, only Totino's used to make these, but a little slightly different. But Old El Paso, I don't know if you can get them out west or not, or if it's just a regional thing, or if you can get them down south. I'm not entirely too sure, but they're selling them all over the place out here, and I love them. Yeah, they come in a bag, and they're in the freezer section. Two different kinds. There's one that's cheese, and these others that are beef and cheese, and I've been hooked on those. But I've been eating those the last couple days, and I ran out last night. But I got food in there, no big deal. But yeah, I have been. I was getting those ready to throw in the oven yesterday or last night, and he was yelling down to Megan to get Sean dinner going because he had to leave and this and that and so forth. And I was just like, oh well, if you were gonna maybe throw something in the oven for him, I was about to start the oven. I could do that, at the same time. He was like, no, just hot dogs. She could take care of that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, if you, and he's like, I'm gonna stop and get us all fast food or something later. I was like, okay, while I'm out. And that's when he told me he had to run out to take care of his friend's dog and so forth. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, if you decide to stop off at the store, pick up a bag of M&Ms, one of those bigger size M&Ms, or like medium size or whatever. Not one of those small ones he's like, no, I know what you're talking about. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I was going to make some oatmeal cookies. I'll throw some M&Ms in them. He's like, M&Ms and oatmeal cookies? And I'm like, yeah, my mom used to make them all the time. Safe to say he likes them, of course. I know, he loves my cooking and baking. Goodness, somebody is really dying to come in. But yeah, I know his mom used to cook and bake all the time too, so it's a nostalgia thing for him. Um, but yeah, so I made those. Oh, excuse me, last night, and even got Sean to try one, which is shocking because he is very stubborn when it comes to foods that he eats. Very stubborn, very, very strict diet. He will not deviate. And I was shocked. We all were, actually, that he tried one. It was like, but he went eating another one. But he was curious, but he was resistant. It was funny. He kept saying, no, no, no. I'm like, okay, well, this one's got your name on it, He's like, I don't see any names. cracking up and laugh. And it's like, no, it doesn't have your name on it. It's just something you say, and he's very confused. It's like, never mind. For those of you who don't know, he's got autism, so um, but it's okay. But yeah, he eventually he kept going back into the office and then come back into the office, come back out. He plays computer games a lot, and then finally I'm like, come on, it's okay, try one. And he finally relented, and he grabbed a cookie, and he bit into it, and he actually ate it all. He didn't just take it and then throw it on the floor for the dog to eat, because he does that when he doesn't like something. He gives it to Newton, but no, he ate it. Shocking, but he did eat it. So, but yeah, so they're there for everybody to eat. You know, I don't mind, cooking, baking for everybody. I will admit there are times when I have to put my foot down and say no because I need or whatever. But yeah, that was awesome. So, but if anything, he also kept getting distracted with the fireworks. Not much. It was very quiet compared to what we're used to. Miss Possum and I usually, especially with it being a 3-day weekend like this, it's usually, oh gosh, it would have started Thursday during the day actually, if not maybe even Wednesday, and turned into a 5-6 day weekend for a lot of people. But yeah, it was. I mean, I heard the fireworks going off in the distance from or the city. Blaine had set off theirs, but as far as locals, setting off fireworks right around here, it was very quiet. I mean, yeah, they went off. Some people set off and so forth, but nowhere near what I lived with out there for the last 5 years, or excuse me, not 5 years, but 20 years. Where did 5 years go? Okay, I know where that came from. But yeah, it was pretty, it could be pretty intense out there. But now here, it's quiet, very quiet. Now, don't get me wrong, if I did go out to work and it's possibly seen around, it may have been a little bit more or whatever, and then I would be the nervous mother, wondering, oh gosh, how is it over here, so on and so forth, worried to death about her and so forth. But no, and well, I had her music going, and of course I had the diffuser going, and I had the AC on, everything to help with drowning it out and so forth. But still, yeah, even when they were going off close by or whatever, she just was curled up there in her beddy, sound asleep. So it's like, okay, yeah. So, and I have noticed that she has grown quite a bit since we've come here, especially after living in that last place that we lived in out there with everything that happened and so forth. She has grown quite a bit. So I think it's awesome. So, but yeah, she's she's grown quite a bit, and I love her for it. So, she's been standing her ground, standing on her own quite a bit. So, and she's like, no, I'm a single child, I'm an only child, I'm going to be that way. And she stands her ground with the boys and so forth. So, but yeah, we both have grown quite a bit. I still have no idea where I'm going with anything. My main goal has been to find calm, balance, getting rid of anxieties and so forth, calming the monkey brain and so forth. And that's what happened with me yesterday, actually, after Rick had left and I was waiting for my food to cook. I was sitting there on the sofa, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I was kind of spaced out, and I was just sitting there, and I was thinking about everything that I had come up, losing my stuff, this, that, every other thing, and I realized it was gone. All the pain, I'm not talking about, obviously, but no, just all the pain, all the hurt, all the mourning, all the that's the word, all the disappointments, all the heartaches, it was gone. And I felt like I got confirmation after getting my food out of the oven and brought it all upstairs. I sat down to watch something, or I started watching something. Oh, that's right. It was this documentary I finally found. I remembered seeing it several years ago. And I found it again. It's up there on Paramount Plus. I don't remember what it's called, but basically addressing a new theory, excuse me, that has come out as far as when for the first Americans, or the first settlers, basically, actually first came here. There's a theory. It's not very well accepted out there, but there's a theory that's been proposed where where some archaeologists believe that the Native Americans actually came out here, not necessarily across the Bering Strait, but across the Atlantic from the Pyrenees, basically. I can't remember what the group of people were called, but it happened during the Ice Age, when they basically came across the ice shelf. And it's the evidence that's out there is considered to be circumstantial, which is the reason why as far as I'm concerned, the genetic evidence is pretty conclusive, personally. And I've often questioned the theory about, first peoples coming across the Bering Strait and then fanning out, primarily because of looking, especially seeing, interacting with peoples from the tribes on the East Coast versus, basically the eastern side of the country versus the western side of the country. There's differences. I realize there's been, I don't know what other sort of word to use, but there's been dilution by the European settlers. But still yet, with looking at, cultural and so forth, it's just, there's vast differences. And personally, I think that it probably was both. People came across both directions. And then at times wound up intermingling, but also wound up becoming secular in the process. So, and I think that we're finding more and more evidence, especially with more and more interest of getting to origins of Native Americans is surfacing. That we're finding more and more evidence as to what happened. So, but anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, I was sitting down watching that, and I had some more revelations also between that and another documentary I had seen with regards to the origins of Irish spiritual beliefs and so forth, and how the transitions happened and going from Celtic beliefs to Christianity, how that possibly wound up happening. But anyway, I was sitting down, and all of this stuff is going through my head and so forth. As far as what I just been through with the release and so forth. I sat down and to eat here on the bed and to watch that video and so forth. And I happened to glance out the window, and there was this puffy cloud formation. And it was very distinctive, where I saw a woman, just basically her torso up to her head, and she had her head up high, chest sticking out, arms stretched out and back, kind of like this. Basically that freedom pose. Freedom. That was my confirmation. Freedom. I'm finally free. And that was awesome. That was a wonderful, wonderful feeling. It's like, yeah, I'm finally free. So I finally achieved my goal. And one of the things that was really sticking out for me in that song was the mirror. Basically, where it talks about your mirror, sword and shield, being protected, truth coming out, being protected during this process. The Bruno Mars song, "You're Amazing Just the Way You Are." You are amazing, but you need to go through this spiritual awakening, being the philosopher and so forth. It's time to release. Basically, confirmation, getting my wish of finally being able to retire. Yeah. Yeah, right. Come here. Yeah. I can finally live my life the way I want to. Releasing and letting it all go. Yeah. Yeah, right. I know this one here has been worried. But you know what? Mommy got through it. And I do feel good. No anxieties. Yeah, I'm broke and this and that. I'm not worried. For the first time in my life, I feel I know I've said it before, but not like this. Not like this. I'm finally at peace. Took a lot. I'm finally at peace. It was funny too, because Rick, after he got home, and while I was making the cookies, he was like, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. It made me think of you." He came across an organic farm, and I'm like, oh, I want to go. I want to go see it. He's like, "Yeah, I'll have to take you there." But yeah, he came across one, and I was like, and it's funny because I've been thinking about that again. And I'm like, that's something I've wanted to do for quite a while. Is have my own organic farm. Learn those practices. I was remembering the other day about there's that course, that certification that's offered through, I think it's University of Michigan. Spartans, I know that. So I think it's UMI. It's either UMI or Michigan State. I can't remember which one. But they offer, it's a certification. And it was actually cited by or suggested by the USDA with those farm loans, to be able, so in that way, in order to get a farm loan, you either have to show experience, as far as managing, owning and managing your own farm. You either, oh, I'm sorry, I know. I'm trying to take my glasses off because of the reflection. Come here. Come back. Come on. Anyway, in order to be able to qualify for a farm loan, you either have to be showing experience, volunteer or paid experience of actually working on a farm, management experience especially, and so forth, or take get a certification through some sort of program. And one of them that they had mentioned on their website, or in that this information booklet that I think I downloaded, I don't remember, but anyway, I can get access to it again. One of them was, one of the ones they mentioned was through, I can't remember, Michigan State or UMI, I can't remember, of certification on organic farming. And I'm like, I'm really close to that now. It dawned on me, because it's a pretty intense certification. I think it's like 9 months, I think, something like that. And there's online classes you have to complete, but there's also on-site classes that you have to complete also. And some of them are actually in Chicago, where you have to be learning about community gardening also. And I've noticed that with driving around here, there's quite a few community gardens, which I love seeing. I'm like, yeah. So, yeah. I'm like, I forgot all about that. And I would love to do that. It's like, I know, I've mentioned the yoga certification. That is something that I wouldn't mind offering. But I don't want to do one-on-one. I want to limit my interaction with people. I want to be on my own. really do. I don't want one-on-one interaction. I want to be on my own. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind offering these things and so forth, offering assistance, maybe doing, yoga through online, either online classes, limited one-on-one classes, life coaching, like through Zoom, things like this. But actually traveling to somebody, that would be on a very limited basis. I really would like to, and it would be all mostly as a supplement to my country lifestyle. Living on a farm, owning and living on a farm. That's what I want. And I want to be able to live someplace where I experience 4 seasons. All that. I even went so far, there was one place, I absolutely fell in love with it, that was out there in Cali, NorCal. And there was a certification that was offered through one of the UCA schools, but they stopped offering it. But I'm close to Michigan. And if I can, who knows, maybe I'll wind up back in Michigan. Because with going through the certification, there's also opportunities to be able to do where they offer opportunities for local farmers who have been through that program, who decide to do the farming locally, right there in the state. I don't know. It's just a thought. I don't know. It is raining. A little bit of drizzle. Yeah, they're supposed to get rain. It did rain overnight. We're expecting rain today. And I was just remembering Michigan fruit. You've never had fruit until you've had Michigan fruit, especially Michigan strawberries. Oh my gosh, those are so good. But anyway, yeah. And I could do my sewing and so forth too. Yeah, I was going to mention that too on Wednesdays, and I didn't know it. And of course, I chewed Rick out for not telling me about it. Behind, there's a liquor store that's over here. It's next door to Walgreens, and I had to run over there to Walgreens to do my banking. And in order to, there's like a back way to get to Walgreens instead of having to go out to the main road and deal with all that mess. But anyway, there's a little back way to get to there. But anyway, I seen that back there behind the liquor store, there was like a little farmer's market that's actually sponsored by the city of Lexington. And I was just like, and it wasn't very many, it was like 5 or 6 vendors, something like that. But there was somebody there who was also selling crafts. And it's there during the summer months, between 2 and 6. And so I chewed him out because he should have told me about it, because he knew about it. So, but yeah, that was kind of insightful also. And I was just like, yeah, everything just stirring things up in me that I really wanted to try and pursue last year, but I wasn't able to. And it's like, yeah, I want to do all this. And it's funny because the one ladies that were there that had the crafting booth, they were selling some of the things that I had interest in sewing up and doing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. Message received. But, yeah. It's just all different sources of income to support what I really want. And I wanted to do the farming. You know, I really want to be able to have rescue animals. And kind of do a little bit what Sam Neill does. You know, he has the vineyard there, and yeah, he still works but it mostly, he does it to support the vineyard. Because the vineyard doesn't support itself, which is a big problem with farming these days, unfortunately. They don't support themselves. But, you know, with looking around, I was thinking that I would have to maybe have, you know, huge plot of land, but really with driving around out here and seeing the farms that are around here, they're not very big. And I'm like, okay, that kind of puts things into perspective a lot. Most of them are small farms, very small farms, and they have a small field of some sort of a crop, bumper crop, and then at the end of the season they sell it, and that's what pays their bill. And in the meantime, you know, basically their farm bill, and then do other things. And, you know, you see the accounts up there all the time. Several of them I follow, where they're doing YouTube videos talking about, basically they're funny videos, and they take off, you know, where they're showing the animals in action and so forth, a lot like what Sam did. Especially way back in the day. If you go and check out his YouTube account, you can find his YouTube account on his website, twopaddocks.com. Beautiful website. Loved it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if it's changed at all, but before the last time I went up there, it was a lot of line drawings. So. And I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And it's just a WordPress site, but it talks about, you know, the vineyard and so forth. But you can gain access. You can find access to the YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. He did some absolutely hilarious videos having to do with the vineyard and everything. It was, phenomenal. Yeah, he's been putting out videos that he did during the pandemic. What was it? Not studio isolation, but something like that. But anyway, absolutely. He's really funny. He really is. I love him to pieces. But anyway, yeah. What are you chewing on? No. Don't chew on that. But, you know, it's basically another source of income, you know. My child, having to be chewing on everything all the time. But that's what I was aspiring to do, what I had been trying to work on with things and so forth. And unfortunately, of course, I got sick and I became a diabetic, da 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 da. And now I'm here, and it's all kind of resurfacing again. It's like, okay, get that passion going again, get that drive going. So, yeah, it's, oh, excuse me, really coming down. The drizzle. Still more on the side of drizzle. It's supposed to rain today. Drop in temperature is about 20 degrees. So, yeah. But I'm really loving this. So, but anyway, what the reason why I brought up Sam, especially with the rescues, is all of the animals that he has on the farm are all rescues, but they also serve purpose because his vineyard is organic, so he feeds some organic feed and so forth, and then the manure that's produced, whether it's the chickens or well, the chickens, they also help take care of the bugs, and also of course he gets manure from his cows and the pigs and so on and so forth. They all serve a purpose, and it's basically to help sustain the organic farming, and that's what I want to be able to do. So, and of course he has the ducks and so on and so forth, and not all of the animals are named after people that he's worked with. We'll see, actors, actresses, and so forth. So, but yeah, that's what I'd like to be able to do. That's what I was aspiring to do, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to be able to keep all my stuff. But I'm okay with it. I wanted to buy the old farmhouse, tinker with it, remodel it, and so forth, and at the same time have all that acreage for the farm. So that's what I really wanted to do. And I know I need that extra income. And I was seeing about tapping into all of my interests and turn my interests into profit. So, but yeah. I wouldn't mind exploring it. I don't want to have, nothing is set in stone. It's just things I want to explore. Possibilities. Instead of jumping into things head first and then, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind getting back to doing graphic design work, building a portfolio, doing freelance work with that and so forth. Maybe having regular clients or what have you. But it's all basically different sources of income. To tell you the truth, what I would much rather do is doing, as far as graphic design is concerned, doing up pieces to throw up on freelance sites and letting them sell. Templates, like different design templates. Also, what do you call it? What other people would call clip art, okay? But basically they're vectors, things like that. That's what I'd much rather do than have clients. Because my tolerance level for people is very limited anymore. And unfortunately, with the way the industry has gone, as far as the design industry, really, people in general, there's a lot of arrogance out there. They think that just because they know how to use Canva, or back in the day it was, oh, because I know how to use Publisher, they think that they're a graphic designer. That's just one example. They get a little bit of experience in something, you know, whether it's acting, photography, or what have you, and they think that they're automatically a professional. Oh, it's not that difficult. Well, there's a lot more to it than just that, and then you put turning out crap. So, and then they don't understand, well, the reason something doesn't sell or whatever. Actually, it's kind of funny. There was somebody, I just came across a post that was like that, and now they're trying to, they ordered an overabundance of something thinking it was going to sell like crazy or whatever, and found out that it didn't, and now they're trying to sell it on their other sites. So, like, yeah. So, anyway, I know I've been chatting for the last 50 minutes, but I had a lot that need to come out too. So, anywho, I have a lot to explore. All right. And things are coming along very well with my sewing. I'm almost done with it too. So I'm looking for the next project already. So, but anyway, love you guys. Talk to y'all soon. Love you.